Hello and welcome to Morris Park. I'm Clyde Morris. Sorry I haven't done any videos lately, but I'm trying to get ready for winter here. As you can see, I've got all this cut and split up here, stacked next to my stove, getting it ready for this winter, and winter's coming. It's not going to be long before we're getting some freezing weather. So I'm trying to get all this ready and everything, so I won't have to do too much during the winter. Got a few things going on where I won't have time to be toting all this and splitting it and everything in the middle of winter. So, just trying to get everything ready. Today's video is for all you Euphorbia lovers. And this is kind of a little bit of a factoid type of video. Kind of some cool info on one of our Euphorbias that kind of started the whole Euphorbia name. The plant that named all Euphorbias Euphorbia kind of started it all. And this plant is Euphorbia resinifera. Euphorbia resinifera has kind of a long history, actually. This plant has been used for about 2,000 years medicinally. And when I say medicinally, I don't mean to go out and try this plant using it in any way. This plant is very toxic, and I do not recommend trying this at home, so please do not use the sap of this plant for anything. Just admire the plant for what it is. Anyhow, this plant was described over 2,000 years ago. And this plant was actually named by King Juba II, King of Mauritania. And he named it after his personal physician, who is a Greek physician, Euphorbias. So that's where the name came from, and the king named it Euphorbia. And the dried sap that resulted from this plant that they used was also referred to as Euphorbium, also named by the king. So this plant's had quite a long history. Some of the things they used it for, one was snake bite. I don't recommend this. I don't know how they used it for this or what the survival rate was. But one of the things was snake bite. The other was as a laxative. I don't recommend this either. And another was a purgative. And of course we know what to purge means. So it was used as that also. This plant also has another secret. This is an old plant of mine I've had for many years. We started from cuttings, another resinifera. Not quite as nice as the first one. This one was actually given to me this summer by Norberto Carcamo from Miami, Florida. It's a beautiful plant. It's probably grown, I don't know, almost 2 inches now since he sent it. Most of the arms have anyway. The central stalk was damaged a little bit in shipping, and so it hasn't quite come out of that yet. But the branches have been growing wonderfully. But anyway, I imagine you want to know what the secret is of this plant. Now, I'm not sure if you all are familiar with the Schofield scale. The Schofield scale is the scale used to measure hot peppers. Used to measure capsaicin, which is the chemical in hot peppers that makes it hot. Okay, now, your hottest peppers, which are probably the Carolina Reaper pepper or the ghost pepper, are rated as some of the hottest there is. And on the Schofield scale, I forget what the number is right at this moment. But I do know this. The toxin that comes from this Euphorbia is hotter than that. This Euphorbia produces, as I said, the hottest biochemical, plant-produced chemical on Earth. And this plant, the resinifera toxin that it produces, and that's what the chemical is called, resinifera toxin, is 10,000 times hotter than the hottest hot pepper. Wow. This plant also is being used, because of this quality that it has, is also being used in pain management these days. And what I mean by that is people that have a chronic nerve pain and are relying on medications such as opiates and so forth, and which usually leads down to a bad path and are very unhealthy. To take care of this chronic nerve, what is done is a solution is made from the resinifera toxin from this plant. And the resinifera toxin is injected into the nerve, basically burning out the nerve. It is so hot it just burns the nerve up. And then, of course, eliminating the nerve and eliminating the pain. So this plant may have still a future in medicine. And, of course, 2,000 years later, still being used. Like I say, do not try and use the sap of this plant for anything, please. If you get the sap of this plant on you, please wash it off immediately. Don't let it sit on your skin because it may blister you. Do not get this in your eyes. Like any euphorbia, this stuff is toxic, and this one's extra hot. This is a really spicy euphorbia. So please, whatever you do, don't get this in your eyes. Now, this is a fairly common euphorbia, and you see it's really a great looking euphorbia too. It has a real cool cactiform look. The only difference is, of course, cactus have areoles, and the thorns on this come directly out of the body of the plant. So it's not a cactus, but it has that really cool cactiform look and really makes a beautiful plant. They also refer to this plant as the Moroccan mound, and it is found in the Atlas Mountains of Morocco. And this is where it was discovered so many years back. So yeah, very interesting about this plant. As far as I know, there's only one other euphorbia that produces resinifera toxin, and right at this moment, I'm not sure what that species is, that also occurs somewhere in North Africa. Anyhow, I thought you might be interested in knowing about this little plant. The plant that started it all. The plant that named every euphorbia, Euphorbia. Euphorbia resinifera, the hottest plant on the planet. Hope you enjoyed this little video. Hope you all have a wonderful evening. Take care.